Good morning. It's me, Mikey Pipes, with Gigi the mini golden doodle and Stoli, also mini golden doodle. We call him a mini golden retriever. Yep. All right, Gigi's doing her business. I just wanted to make a quick little video. You know, last night I went on an emergency service call for a new client. And one of the things that I do, I guess, to qualify the caller, especially if it's a new customer, well, not especially, if it's a new customer after hours and it's an emergency service call, they're paying my trip charge and my first hour of labor up front. And they're made aware that those are the minimum charges and it's not refundable. Right? We only take payment by credit or debit card over the phone on a recorded line. Okay, great. A new customer calls last night. It's around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. Actually, it was like 7:15-ish. And it's got no heat. He's unable to relight the pilot. And we determined that possibly the boiler was a Burnham because it was a bluish in color. He didn't know the name of it. All right. So I make him aware that my trip charge is $225 and the hourly rate is $295. I explained to him that we are a service and repair plumbing and heating contractor, and chances are the parts that you need are likely on the truck, but I can't guarantee that, right? I can't guarantee that we're gonna be able to fix this machine during that one visit, but in most cases we can. You gotta make them aware that, you know, there's always a possibility that we won't be able to fix it, or something could be wrong where we need to order a special part, for example. You never know, it could have an inducer blower motor on a power vented. We don't know, but always leave that option, you know, on the table. So anyway, I get dressed, put my uniform on, you know, tell my wife I'm going on a service call, and I start heading out to this job, right? So I get to the job about 20 minutes later, and while I'm there, when I pull up there, I see that there's a, I wouldn't call it competitors, but there's a plumbing and HVAC contractor van, you know, across the street. I'm thinking, all right, maybe there's a neighbor, right? Maybe it's a neighbor, works, maybe for this competitor, this, you know, other contractor. And I think nothing more of it, right? Lo and behold, I ring the bell, and as I'm pulling up to the, you know, walking up to the front door, here's this other, you know, HVAC contractor walking out. And he walks into me and goes, "Hey, Mikey Pipes." I'm like, "What's going on?" He goes, "Yeah, and a new thermocouple." And I was like, "That's interesting. They also called me. And they paid me for my trip charge and my first hour of labor in advance. But I guess you got it taken care of, right?" He goes, "Man, that's messed up." I was like, "Hell yeah, it's messed up. But hold on, it gets better." It really does. It gets better, right? So I ring the bell, right? Announcing my arrival. I ring the bell. Here comes the homeowner to the door. That's already open, by the way. Just a screen door. The storm door's there. Keep the heat in, or whatever's left of the heat in the house. And he goes, "I'm so sorry. I totally forgot that my neighbor across the street works for an HVAC contractor." I'm like, "No." So then I told him, I was like, "You know that this is an emergency service call. I was with my family, and now here I am, fully dressed in uniform at your house, but your neighbor's working and fixing your heating system." And he's like, "No, don't worry about it. I'm paying the trip charge and the hourly rate." I'm like, "Well, it's very generous of you, but you know what? Let me do the right thing. And I am going to only charge the trip charge. I'm not going to charge you for the hour, which I'm not even walking inside your house yet. So we'll call it even with that." So he goes, No. Like, "No, seriously. Let me charge you $225. Listen, I'm out of maybe 35 minutes out of my life was dedicated to getting dressed, driving over there, and then now going back home and going back and relax with my family, my kids, and my dogs." What does he do? Takes out two $20 bills out of his wallet and hands it to me. And I'm not going to decline that, but it was a very, very nice gesture. But the point that I'm trying to make with this video is be professional. That's what it all boils down to. be professional. You know, a new customer, they called my office. I promptly returned the emergency service call request. I disclosed in a professional manner how we operate, our charges, our rates, and I said someone's going to be there within the hour. I was there in about 20 minutes after that in a fully stocked truck, uniformed and ready to go. And I get it. You know what? It probably would have slipped my mind too. If I needed an electrician and an electrician lived across the street from me, I probably would have forgotten that as well. And, you know, went on Google and typed up local electrician, or in this case, local boiler repair or local heating service, right? And sure enough, Pipe Doctor comes up first on page 1 of Google, and we take care of it from there. Now, granted, your mileage may vary on how the interaction goes, but in this case, you know, I really felt bad, you know, just charging him like literally $225 plus $295 plus tax when I didn't even walk inside the house. But listen, he understood, and he sensed the value. He sensed the value and then proceeded to give me a nice, generous gratuity for the after-hours arrival. And that is priceless. And that brings me to my conclusion of this video with priceless. You know, when first thing that comes to my mind with priceless is the MasterCard slogan, you know, from years ago, where it's for everything else that money can buy, there's MasterCard, right? For everything else that money can buy, there's MasterCard. And speaking of priceless, that brings us to our conclusion. You know, first thing that comes to my mind when I hear the word priceless, right, is an old MasterCard slogan, you know, and it went like this. There are certain things in life that money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. And MasterCard came out with a bunch of cool little catchy commercials, kind of like the Geico Gecko, or the Gecko from the Geico commercials, right? So speaking of priceless, giving back is priceless. Giving back as far as, you know, donating your time or your money. You know, if you're a electrician and you want to help those in need, you know, and you can't afford maybe to, you know, send a fat check every so often, you could volunteer your time. And that's kind of what I'm doing with the Mikey Pipes Philanthropy YouTube channel. You know, this YouTube channel, which I started when this channel, the Mikey Pipes Pipe Doctor YouTube channel, hit a milestone of 100,000 subscribers, I decided that it's now time to give back, you know, at least some parts of my day, right? So I made a commitment to donate 2% of gross receipts of Pipe Doctor receipts to charity. The charity, which is being registered as a IRS recognized 501c3 charity called Mikey Pipes Philanthropy. We're going to solicit donations from everyone. Everyone. I'm talking about the regular Mr. and Mrs. John Doe, right? Homeowners, contractors, distributors, wholesalers, manufacturers. The goal is to provide plumbing and heating services to those who can't afford to hire a professional to come into their home and fix it. And to start, it's going to be, you know, we're going to just use the honor system, right? The honor system, just way if, you know, you're claiming a military discount, right? I don't want to see proof. If you're going to lie about being, you know, in the military to get 15% off my services, well, there's a thing called karma, and karma's a bitch. And I'm not saying anyone has done that, but, you know, it's called the honor system. So I'm putting it out there. The Mikey Pipes Philanthropy YouTube channel, which now has around 1,400 subscribers, right, with just a couple of videos up. One is a service call we did just a few days ago, about a week ago. And this YouTube channel's purpose is to show to the community and to the world the things that we could do to make the trades great again. Seriously. That's how we're going to make the trades great again, by giving back to the community and helping those who can't afford to get it done. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you found this video somewhat maybe moving. No. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I conclude today's video. I hope you found it somewhat educational. If you're employing these practices in your trade, in your craft, as a service provider, you won't go wrong. You'll never lose. If you got some extra time at the end of the day, perhaps maybe give back and help out someone who needs a hand. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, be well, God bless, stay safe.